What's up guys, I'm Minidu Chandrawansa, and today I'm gonna do a video about something which is very near and dear to my heart. It's the iPad Air 4. It came out in October last year. Today I'm gonna discuss if it's worth it in 2021 because the latest iPad Pro was released with the mini LEDs on the 12.9, but still the iPad Air 4 is in the market and it's still being produced by Apple. So let's discuss if it's still worth it in 2021. So let's get started. So the model I have here with me is the 64 gig Wi-Fi only model. It's the base model. I bought it for about 145k Sri Lankan rupees. In US I think it's $600. It's not like a really large amount when you are spending for a really decent iPad. So this right here is the space gray model, and Apple claims that this have about a 500 nit brightness, 500 nit maximum brightness. So the display is a liquid retina display, and this thing weighs around 460 grams, so it's not that heavy. But I got the Logitech Keyboard Folio Touch, Keyboard Folio Touch, and with that combined it's about 1 kilograms in total weight. So it is kinda on the heavy end, but then again, functionality wise, I don't have the money to go for the Magic Keyboard by Apple. It's like $300. It's like half the price of the iPad. In Sri Lanka it's about 80,000 rupees, sorry, rupees, not dollars, 80,000 rupees, and that's a really large amount of money to spend on a keyboard folio. So I went with the Logitech one. I also got the Apple Pencil 2, Generation 2, because the Air 4 only supports Gen 2, not Gen 1. It doesn't support Gen 1. So if you are gonna make the purchase of an Apple Pencil alongside the iPad Air 4, you should only buy the Apple Pencil 2. Or you could go for another styli, like there are a lot of styli that can pair via Bluetooth, so like the Logitech Crayon and a lot of other brands. If you're going for something other than the Apple Pencil, I would recommend the Logitech Crayon because functionality wise I think it's a lot similar to the Apple Pencil 2. I think it doesn't have pressure sensitivity, but it has velocity dynamics, and it pairs via Bluetooth. Some differences when you are considering the iPad Air 4 and the iPad Pro is like this have Touch ID on the home button. Just have to place your finger on it and it unlocks. So it's Touch ID. A little bit of primitive technology, but then again, during these times, it's 2021 and the times are rough, so you have to wear a mask outside. So considering that, if you're going outside, I'm stuck indoors, that's why I'm making YouTube videos. So like Touch ID, it's really convenient these days. So I forgot to mention earlier that the iPad Pro has a 120Hz refresh rate, while the iPad Air 4 only has 60Hz. So that might be a game changer for some people if they are doing motion arts, graphic design, or video editing. It depends on the use case. Like Apple calls it a pro motion display, so professionals might need it. But for most people, iPad Air 4 60Hz refresh rate is fine because Apple's 60Hz displays are like really smooth. But if that is a real huge concern for you, I would recommend going for an older model like a 2018 iPad Pro. You can buy used or refurbished, or a 2020 iPad Pro, but I think it's buying the 2018 model is better than buying the 2020 model because like it was only like an incremental upgrade. But the 2021 iPad Pro, that's something you should consider. So yeah, so sorry I forgot to mention it earlier. So yeah, they have, considering the internals of the iPad Air 4. This thing packs an A14 Bionic processor, which is in the latest iPhones, the iPhone 12, 12 mini, 12 Pro, 12 Pro Max. Those devices have the A14 Bionic chip, so this thing also has that. I think this was the first device to get the A14 Bionic because it was released earlier than the iPhones. And nobody uses an iPad to record videos, but if you are in that little category of people who record videos from an iPad, this thing has a 12 megapixel f1.8 aperture wide angle lens, and the front camera, it's a f2.2. It's a 7 megapixel front camera. Not bad, it's alright for Zoom calls and FaceTime, so it's not bad. This thing has iPad OS 14, which is the latest and the greatest iPad OS. I've been using this iPad for about 6 months, and my personal experiences are really good. Like, I'm really satisfied with this purchase. I bought it on in about November. Yeah, after about a month after it was released, I bought it. So my main consumption using this device is like Netflix, YouTube, Spotify, and I use this for taking notes and storing my PDFs of the tunes and stuff that I have to do educational wise. After about 6 months, my honest opinion on the iPad Air 4 is like, I'm really satisfied with the device, but there's this thing like think like you have the iPhone 11, alright? But now the iPhone 12 is released, but if you had the iPhone 11, now you are tempted to go for the iPhone 12, but you already spent a lot of money on the iPhone 11, but now the 12 is out. So should you buy it? Economically, it's not a good decision, I think. So if you already have the iPad Air 4, you should be good with it. Like, for about 3-4 years it's gonna be fine. But if you are gonna buy a new iPad for studies or media consumption or any other activity, so I think you should look at the iPad Pro, not the 2020 iPad Pro, but the 2021 iPad Pro. If you have if you can stretch your budget, you should go for the iPad Pro 12.9 inch one, because it's like really good because of the mini LEDs and the display. It's amazing. And also the new iPads have the M1 chip inside, which is like a huge leap compared to an A14 Bionic processor. So if you're a power user, so I think you should consider the iPad Pro. But for most people, I think the iPad Air 4 is the best iPad you can buy. And yeah, so that's been it, and I hope I helped you make a purchase decision. I'm gonna switch my theme of my YouTube channel towards tech. My passion is towards technology, and I love tech, and I really enjoy note-taking and all the stuff I do along with it. So I'm gonna be sharing my experiences with my iPad and all the tech I can get my hands on. So stay tuned and leave your comments down below. So what you thought about the video, if you're gonna get an iPad Air 4, or if you already have an iPad Air 4, or if you're gonna go for the budget iPad or the iPad Pro. Tell me, like, why are you gonna go with that decision? I'm all ears, so I'd like to know that. Remember to subscribe, hit a like, and turn on post notifications, and I'll be coming with more videos like this. Catch you soon in the next one. Bye. 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 Bye.